Heartland fans, you won't believe what just happened in Season 19, Episode 1. After years of heartbreak, Amy has finally found love again, but with Nathan. And yes, she married him. How did this happen? How does it change everything at Heartland? Let's break down this shocking twist. In the opening of Season 19, Episode 1, Heartland takes a dramatic turn that no one saw coming. Amy Fleming, the heart and soul of the series, has remarried. This moment is nothing short of a game-changer for the entire series, as fans have followed Amy through years of heartbreak and healing after the tragic loss of her husband, Ty Borden. For those who have been with Heartland from the very beginning, Amy's relationship with Ty has always been central to the story. Their love was pure, real, and deeply intertwined with the Heartland family's legacy. Ty's sudden death left Amy not only devastated, but also navigating a path she never thought she'd have to walk alone. In previous seasons, we've witnessed Amy struggle with grief, raising their daughter Lindy, and trying to keep the Heartland Ranch running while managing her own emotions and responsibilities. Ty's passing has been a crucial part of Amy's development. She's had to come to terms with the fact that the love of her life is gone, and though she's made incredible progress in healing, it's clear that a piece of her heart was always missing. Throughout the last few seasons, there have been subtle hints that Amy could eventually open her heart to someone new. But no one could have predicted how quickly things would change in Season 19, Episode 1. When we pick up in this episode, it's clear that Amy has made a life-changing decision. She's not just moving on, she's embracing a new chapter with Nathan, someone who's been a steady presence in her life since Ty's passing. Nathan has always been supportive, understanding, and caring, but their relationship was never one that was highlighted as the central focus. Until now. This episode begins by throwing us into a whirlwind of emotions as Amy, after much internal struggle, decides that she's ready to take the leap with Nathan. The timing of this decision raises plenty of questions. For one, how did Amy reach the point where she could open her heart to someone else? Was it the healing process that finally allowed her to love again, or was it something more immediate and unexpected in Nathan's presence? What does this mean for her relationship with the rest of the Heartland family, especially those who were still processing the loss of Ty? Amy's journey in this episode is more than just a romantic shift. It's about her growth, her healing, and her ability to let love back into her life despite the grief that still lingers. This marriage represents a bold step for Amy, not just as a character, but as a woman who has battled through some of the toughest times anyone can imagine. It's a sign of resilience, hope, and the belief that life continues even after loss. This episode is significant because it forces us to confront the reality that Heartland, as a show, is evolving. The characters are growing, changing, and moving forward. The relationship dynamics at Heartland are constantly shifting. And with Amy's new marriage to Nathan, it's clear that this season will bring with it new challenges and new developments for the beloved ranch. The episode also leaves us wondering, how will the rest of the family react? Will they embrace Nathan as a permanent part of Amy's life, or will there be resistance and conflict? These questions set the stage for the rest of the season, as we know that the introduction of a new romantic partner will inevitably change the dynamics at Heartland. But what's clear is that Amy has found a path toward healing, and this marriage to Nathan may be just the beginning of an exciting new chapter. As we look ahead, we're left with a mixture of excitement, anticipation, and even a little sadness, knowing that the Heartland we've known for so long will never quite be the same again. But this change is part of the beauty of the show. It's a reflection of the real-life process of growth, healing, and moving forward, no matter how difficult it may be. This is just the beginning of the shift, and it promises to be an emotional, deeply engaging ride for both Amy and the Heartland family. And for longtime fans, it's a reminder of how the series has evolved while still staying true to its roots, focusing on love, loss, family, and the resilience that keeps us moving forward. The relationship between Amy Fleming and Nathan is one that has slowly unfolded over the course of several seasons. While their connection wasn't initially front and center, it has grown into something undeniably significant, especially in Season 19, Episode 1. This episode marks a major turning point as Amy makes the decision to marry Nathan, a move that seems both natural and transformative for her character, especially given her history of loss and emotional struggle. In the earlier seasons following Ty's passing, Amy was understandably closed off from the idea of another romantic relationship. Her grief was all-encompassing, and the notion of moving on from Ty felt impossible. Amy's healing was a slow process, marked by deep emotional pain and a growing sense of responsibility for her daughter, Lindy, and the Heartland Ranch. Even as time passed, it was clear that Ty would always have a place in Amy's heart, and for a long time, it seemed like no one else could ever fill that space. However, over the course of the seasons, Amy's interactions with Nathan began to shift. Nathan wasn't a stranger to Amy or the Heartland family. He had been around for a while, initially introduced as someone who supported the family in various capacities. His role in Amy's life gradually evolved from just a supportive figure to someone who was becoming integral to her emotional healing. What made Nathan stand out from the beginning was his gentle, caring nature and his ability to understand Amy without trying to rush or force anything. He never tried to replace Ty, but rather he offered Amy a different kind of connection, one that was grounded in mutual respect, kindness, and understanding. Their relationship wasn't about rushing into a romance or forcing chemistry. Instead, it grew naturally. Nathan's support during Amy's toughest times, his willingness to listen to her, give her space, and respect her boundaries allowed Amy to heal in her own time. As she moved through her grief, she began to see Nathan not just as a friend or support system, but as someone she could rely on and, eventually, trust with her heart. One of the crucial moments in their relationship development happened in the seasons prior to season 19. As Amy began to heal from Ty's death, she started to recognize that Nathan was the kind of man who could offer her a different type of stability, a steady, reliable presence, who could complement her life without overshadowing the memories of Ty. Nathan wasn't trying to erase Ty or compete with him. He wasn't in a rush to replace what Amy had lost, but rather, he was patient and understanding enough to give her the space she needed to find herself again. Their connection grew deeper as they spent more time together. There were moments when their chemistry was undeniable, small gestures, shared glances, and moments of vulnerability where both Amy and Nathan let their guards down. As the seasons progressed, they began to share more personal aspects of their lives, opening up in ways that neither of them had done before. For Amy, this kind of emotional intimacy was something that had been difficult to achieve, especially after losing Ty. But Nathan never pressured her. Instead, he let her take things at her own pace. Their relationship dynamic wasn't just about romance, it was about emotional support, respect, and trust. Nathan gave Amy the space to rediscover herself while also offering a sense of security and comfort. In many ways, Nathan became a constant in Amy's life, someone who was there for her when she needed him most. For Amy, the process of falling in love with Nathan wasn't about forgetting Ty, but about recognizing that life was still worth living and that it was possible to love again. The turning point came when Amy realized that Nathan had become an indispensable part of her life. She started to see that he wasn't just someone who filled a void left by Ty's death. He was someone who complemented her in a way that felt natural and right. Nathan brought out a side of Amy that had been dormant for a long time, someone who could laugh, share joy, and experience love again. Their relationship had an authenticity to it, rooted in mutual respect, care, and a deep understanding of each other's pasts. Their growing emotional bond set the stage for a deeper commitment. While Amy had taken things slow, not wanting to rush into a new chapter in her life, the gradual buildup of their relationship allowed her to finally embrace the idea of marriage with Nathan. In Season 19, Episode 1, we see Amy's decision to marry Nathan as a culmination of this emotional journey, a choice that reflects her growth and the healing process she's undergone. What makes their relationship so special is that it's not just about romantic love, it's about the emotional bond they share. Nathan is not only her husband in this new chapter, but also her confidant, partner, and someone who's always had her back when things got tough. He understands her grief, her fears, and her hopes, and he's there for her in ways that are both comforting and encouraging. Their love story is less about passion and more about emotional intimacy and shared experiences, which makes it all the more meaningful. This emotional connection is why Amy's decision to marry Nathan feels so right. After everything she's been through, it's clear that Nathan represents not just a new love, but a person who has walked with her through her healing journey. He's been there for her, not as a replacement for Ty, but as someone who offers her something equally valuable, a future that's built on trust, respect, and love. In Season 19, Episode 1, the decision for Amy and Nathan to get married is a pivotal moment in their relationship. It's not just the act of getting married, but the culmination of everything they've shared and everything they've become together. Amy's willingness to commit to Nathan is a symbol of how far she's come in her healing journey and how much she's learned to embrace life and love again. Their relationship has become a foundation for her to build the next chapter of her life, and for viewers, it represents a hopeful, emotional development that shows the power of love and resilience. The death of Ty Borden marked a significant turning point, not only in Amy's life, but also in the entire Heartland series. Their love story had been a cornerstone of the show for years, and Ty's passing left a void that, for a long time, seemed impossible to fill. In Season 19, Episode 1, we see the emotional aftermath of Ty's death still very much present in Amy's life, shaping the way she moves forward, interacts with others, and processes her own healing. Ty's absence is not just a plot point, it's a profound emotional current that runs through the entire series, affecting every character, especially Amy. Ty Borden's relationship with Amy was one of the most heartfelt and transformative arcs in Heartland. From the moment they met, there was an undeniable connection between them. Ty was more than just a husband to Amy, he was her partner in every sense. Together, they built a life on the ranch, and their bond was rooted in love, trust, and mutual respect. They shared dreams, faced challenges, and built a family with their daughter, Lindy. For fans, the relationship between Amy and Ty represented the essence of Heartland, a story about love, family, and healing. Ty's sudden death, after years of overcoming obstacles together, felt like a betrayal of that dream, leaving Amy to navigate life without the person who had been by her side through thick and thin. Amy's grief following Ty's death was palpable. The audience could feel her pain, and it was clear that no one could understand the depth of her loss better than she could. In the seasons following his death, Amy's journey was marked by intense sorrow and the struggle to come to terms with her new reality. Ty had been her rock, her companion, and the father of her child. His absence was like an open wound, one that couldn't be easily healed. For Amy, every day was a challenge, as she not only had to carry the weight of her grief, but also had to remain strong for Lindy, who was growing up without her father. At first, it seemed like Amy couldn't imagine a life without Ty. For months, she focused on the ranch and her responsibilities, keeping herself busy so that she wouldn't have to face her emotions head-on. The idea of opening her heart to someone new seemed like a distant, almost impossible thought. Every time she thought about the possibility of moving on, the memory of Ty's love and their life together came rushing back, making it feel like a betrayal to his memory. Amy's emotional struggle wasn't just about missing Ty as a husband, it was about the life they had dreamed of building together, a future that was now ripped away from her in an instant. Yet, as the seasons went on, Amy started to show signs of healing, though it was never a linear or easy path. She allowed herself to be vulnerable again, not only to her family and friends, but also to the idea of a future that might include new love. But even then, Ty's shadow loomed large. No one would ever replace him in Amy's heart, and that truth was something she carried with her every day. Every time she interacted with others, especially Nathan, there was a sense that Amy was always measuring these new relationships against the deep, enduring love she had for Ty. The love she had for Nathan could never erase the love she had for Ty, and in some ways, that made her hesitant to move forward. What makes Amy's grief so compelling is that it's not just about the emotional aftermath of Ty's death, but also about the long-lasting impact it has on her decisions and the relationships she forms afterward. Amy was not just mourning the loss of a husband, she was also grappling with the idea that her life was forever changed. Ty's absence wasn't something that could be fixed, and Amy had to come to terms with the fact that she would have to continue living and finding happiness in a world where Ty was no longer physically present. For Amy, this was the hardest part, learning to accept that life goes on, even in the face of unimaginable loss. One of the most poignant aspects of Amy's grief journey was her role as a mother. After Ty passed away, she was left to raise Lindy on her own. As a mother, Amy felt an overwhelming responsibility to be both a mother and father to her daughter, knowing how important Ty's presence had been in their family. The absence of Ty created a gap in their family dynamic, one that could never truly be filled. Lindy, despite being young, also felt the loss of her father, and Amy had to navigate the difficult task of helping her daughter process this grief while also managing her own. This challenge added another layer of complexity to Amy's healing process, as she had to balance her emotional needs with her role as a mother. As Amy began to open her heart to Nathan, Ty's absence was something she couldn't escape, nor did she want to. Even though she was starting to move forward, Ty remained a constant presence in her life. The love she had for him was not something that could be erased with time, and she wasn't looking to replace him. She was simply trying to figure out how to live a full, meaningful life without him by her side. This internal conflict is what made her relationship with Nathan so unique. Nathan was never in competition with Ty. He was a man who understood Amy's grief and gave her the time and space to heal at her own pace. His presence in her life was a source of comfort, not as a replacement for Ty, but as someone who could offer her stability, support, and love. The emotional complexity of this process is central to the first episode of Season 19, where Amy's decision to marry Nathan marks a significant step in her journey. It's not just about finding love again, it's about accepting that her life has changed, that Ty is gone, and that moving forward doesn't mean forgetting her past. In marrying Nathan, Amy demonstrates that healing is possible, even after the deepest loss. She is not choosing between Ty and Nathan, but rather embracing the idea that love can evolve, and that new chapters can begin without erasing the past. Ty's absence remains a central theme throughout the episode and beyond. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of love. As Amy moves forward with Nathan, she's not leaving Ty behind. Instead, she's carrying him with her, in her heart, as she builds a new future. The journey of grief, healing, and moving forward is never easy, but Amy's story is a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the capacity to find love again, even after the most profound loss. When Amy decides to marry Nathan in Season 19, Episode 1, it is a decision that reflects both her growth as a person and her ability to trust in a new relationship, despite the shadows of her past. Nathan's role in Amy's life has been steady and grounded, and their connection is built on mutual respect, understanding, and emotional support. While Amy's love for Ty will always remain a defining aspect of her character, Nathan represents a new kind of loved one that allows her to heal, embrace change, and move forward. So why is Nathan the right choice for Amy, especially after all that she's been through? First and foremost, Nathan has been a constant, reliable presence in Amy's life. From the moment he was introduced, he demonstrated a quiet strength and patience that allowed Amy to process her grief at her own pace. Unlike other characters who might have tried to push Amy into moving on or forced her to confront her emotions too quickly, Nathan gave her the time and space she needed. This kind of emotional intelligence and understanding was crucial to Amy's ability to begin healing after Ty's death. Nathan's approach wasn't about rushing her into a new relationship, but about offering support and stability when she needed it most. What sets Nathan apart from others is his ability to see Amy for who she truly is beyond her grief and the shadows of her past. He never tried to replace Ty or act as a substitute for the love Amy had lost. Instead, Nathan recognized that Amy was a complex person with her own history, and he was willing to work with that rather than expecting her to move on in the way others might have. This acceptance of who Amy is, flaws and all, created a strong foundation for their relationship. Nathan didn't impose unrealistic expectations on Amy, and he didn't push her into a new phase of her life before she was ready. Instead, he was patient, allowing her to grow emotionally at her own pace. Another key reason why Nathan is the right choice for Amy is the deep emotional bond they share. Their relationship isn't built on grand gestures or dramatic moments. Instead, it's rooted in small, quiet moments of connection that showcase their understanding of one another. Nathan has seen Amy at her best and her worst, and he's never wavered in his support for her. He's not a man who demands attention or expects Amy to change for him. Instead, he encourages her to be herself and supports her in her personal growth. This emotional safety allows Amy to feel seen and heard without the pressure of constantly trying to be someone she's not. For Amy, trust is paramount in any relationship, and with Nathan, she's learned to trust again. Ty was the one person who truly understood Amy's heart, and losing that connection was an immense challenge. Yet Nathan's unwavering support has allowed Amy to rebuild that trust, piece by piece. Their relationship is not about forgetting Ty or trying to replicate what she had with him. Instead, it's about Amy learning to trust that there is still room for love in her life, even after profound loss. Nathan has earned that trust through his actions, his consistency, his patience, and his willingness to be there for Amy when she needs him most. Beyond the emotional connection, Nathan's presence in Amy's life offers her a sense of security and stability that she's needed since Ty's passing. Amy's life has been full of uncertainty and upheaval both personally and professionally. The responsibility of running Heartland, raising Lindy, and navigating the challenges that come with grief have all weighed heavily on Amy. Nathan has been a reliable and grounding force during these turbulent times. He is dependable, caring, and someone who has proven he can handle the ups and downs that come with being a part of Amy's life. This sense of stability is something that Amy has craved for a long time, and it's a quality that Nathan offers in abundance. Beyond the emotional connection, Nathan's presence in Amy's life offers her a sense of security and stability that she's needed since Ty's passing. Amy's life has been full of uncertainty and upheaval both personally and professionally. The responsibility of running Heartland, raising Lindy, and navigating the challenges that come with grief have all weighed heavily on Amy. Nathan has been a reliable and grounding force during these turbulent times. He is dependable, caring, and someone who has proven he can handle the ups and downs that come with being a part of Amy's life. This sense of stability is something that Amy has craved for a long time, and it's a quality that Nathan offers in abundance. Nathan's role in Amy's life also transcends their romantic connection. He's not just her husband-to-be, he's someone who genuinely cares for the Heartland family as a whole. From the very beginning, Nathan was involved in the day-to-day workings of Heartland and was there when Amy needed him most. His willingness to become a part of the larger Heartland community, not just as a romantic partner, but as a trusted friend and ally, speaks volumes about his character. He's someone who doesn't just care about Amy, but about the well-being of the people she loves most. This sense of family is crucial for Amy as she's not just choosing a partner for herself, but also considering how that partner will fit into the larger fabric of her life and her family. Additionally, Nathan has shown a deep understanding of what Amy needs emotionally. He knows when to give her space and when to offer a listening ear. He doesn't rush in with solutions or advice unless it's asked for, but instead, he provides the kind of emotional support that Amy has needed since Ty's passing. In many ways, Nathan serves as a safe space for Amy to process her emotions and make sense of the complexities of her life. This emotional intelligence is something that Amy deeply values, as it allows her to feel secure and supported without feeling overwhelmed. Nathan's patience and understanding are also evident in his approach to Amy's daughter, Lindy. Amy's role as a mother has been one of her most significant priorities since Ty's death, and Nathan has never tried to replace Ty in Lindy's life. Instead, he's worked to build his own relationship with Lindy, respecting her boundaries, while also offering her the love and support she needs. This dynamic is crucial for Amy, as it shows that Nathan isn't just interested in her as a romantic partner, but in her life as a whole, including her role as a mother. Furthermore, Nathan's own past and the way he's handled his own struggles and losses make him a relatable and understanding partner for Amy. Like Amy, Nathan has experienced his own heartaches, which has given him a level of empathy and emotional maturity that is crucial in any relationship. His ability to relate to Amy on a deeper level, having gone through his own challenges, allows him to be the kind of partner who can offer both emotional support and a sense of understanding that might be missing in other relationships. Finally, Nathan's consistency and reliability make him the ideal partner for Amy in this new chapter of her life. After everything she's been through, Amy needs someone who can provide her with the kind of unwavering support that Ty did. While Nathan can never replace Ty, he has proven that he is capable of offering Amy the kind of love and partnership that she needs to move forward. Their relationship is built on a foundation of respect, understanding, and emotional connection, which allows Amy to feel safe and confident in her decision to marry Nathan. In the end, Nathan is the right choice for Amy because he offers her everything she needs at this point in her life. He's not trying to replace the love she shared with Ty, but rather, he's offering her a future where she can heal, grow, and embrace new possibilities. With Nathan by her side, Amy can move forward in a way that honors her past while also allowing her to build a new future full of love, hope, and emotional security. Amy's decision to marry Nathan in Season 19, Episode 1, represents a powerful moment of transformation in her character arc. It marks a pivotal point where Amy chooses to embrace a future full of love and hope, despite the deep pain and loss she has endured. This decision is not made lightly, and it signifies a significant shift in her emotional journey, where she moves from the shadows of grief to a place of healing and acceptance. The significance of Amy's marriage to Nathan goes far beyond the simple act of saying "I do." It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the complex nature of love, grief, and moving forward after loss. At its core, Amy's decision to marry Nathan is a reflection of her healing process after Ty's death. For years, Ty was not just Amy's husband, but the person she trusted with her heart, her dreams, and her future. His sudden death was a devastating blow, one that left Amy reeling and questioning how she could ever love again. In the aftermath of his death, Amy faced not only the emotional pain of losing her soulmate, but also the challenge of finding a way to continue living, raising her daughter Lindy, and managing the responsibilities of Heartland Ranch. For a long time, the idea of moving forward seemed impossible. But over time, Amy learned that moving forward didn't mean forgetting Ty or replacing him. It meant finding a way to live with the love she had for him while also making room for new love to enter her life. Nathan's presence in Amy's life played a significant role in her ability to heal and open her heart again. Unlike other potential love interests, Nathan never tried to push Amy into a new relationship or rushed her into emotional intimacy. His patient, understanding nature allowed Amy to heal at her own pace. Their relationship wasn't about replacing Ty, but about building a new connection that honored her past while also allowing her to embrace the future. Nathan didn't ask Amy to forget Ty. Instead, he provided her with the emotional support and space she needed to rediscover herself, her ability to love, and her capacity to experience joy once again. When Amy chooses to marry Nathan, it represents a deep emotional breakthrough for her. It signifies that she has come to terms with the fact that life must go on and that new beginnings are possible, even after profound loss. Amy has learned that she can honor Ty's memory while still moving forward, and Nathan is the person she has chosen to share that future with. This decision highlights the complexity of grief, how it doesn't just end after a certain amount of time, but instead, it shifts and evolves. Amy's ability to love again is not a replacement for Ty, but rather, it is a recognition that love can continue to shape her life in new and unexpected ways. One of the most significant aspects of Amy's decision is how it reflects her growth as a person. In the early seasons after Ty's death, Amy struggled with feelings of guilt and fear at the idea of moving on. She feared that loving someone else would mean betraying Ty, that it would somehow erase the beautiful life they had built together. But as time went on, Amy began to realize that she didn't need to choose between Ty and Nathan. Instead, she could embrace both the love she had for Ty and the love she was beginning to feel for Nathan. In a way, this marriage symbolizes Amy's journey towards self-acceptance and healing, as she learns that it's okay to move forward even when the past is still a part of her. This marriage also represents Amy's strength and resilience. For so long, Amy was defined by her relationship with Ty. He was her anchor, her partner, and her emotional support. When he passed away, it felt as though part of her was lost forever. But through her grief, Amy has shown an incredible amount of strength to continue on, to raise Lindy, to care for Heartland, and to honor Ty's memory. Marrying Nathan is the next step in this journey of resilience. It shows that even in the face of deep emotional pain, Amy is capable of finding happiness again and embracing the future with an open heart. For Nathan, this marriage is also a significant milestone. It's not just a culmination of his relationship with Amy, but a reflection of the trust and emotional connection they've built together. Nathan has been there for Amy through some of her darkest moments, and he has seen her at her most vulnerable. He's never pushed her to move faster than she was ready to, and he's always respected her grief and healing process. Nathan's love for Amy is built on a deep emotional connection, one that has been nurtured over time with patience, understanding, and respect. Their relationship has been a gradual, steady progression, and the decision to marry signifies the depth of their bond. It's a testament to the emotional intimacy they share, which goes beyond simple attraction or timing. It's a love that has been earned through mutual respect and support, making it a solid foundation for their future together. Another aspect of the significance of Amy's marriage to Nathan is how it affects her relationship with her daughter, Lindy. Throughout the entire process of grieving Ty, Amy's primary concern was always how it would affect Lindy. Ty's death left a hole in their family, and as a mother, Amy wanted to make sure that Lindy was emotionally supported and secure. The decision to marry Nathan shows that Amy is not only thinking about her own happiness, but also about how this new chapter will impact Lindy's life. Nathan's involvement in Lindy's life has been gradual and respectful, never forcing himself into a fatherly role, but instead earning Lindy's trust over time. By marrying Nathan, Amy is bringing him further into the family fold, and this decision signifies her belief that Nathan is someone who can be a positive presence in Lindy's life, offering love and support while never attempting to replace Ty. In addition, the marriage represents a renewed sense of hope and a new beginning for the entire Heartland family. For viewers, Amy's decision to marry Nathan is a hopeful moment that suggests that even after the most profound loss, life can still offer new opportunities for love, connection, and happiness. This storyline brings a sense of optimism to the show, emphasizing that healing is possible and that love isn't confined to one chapter of a person's life. Amy's journey of moving on after Ty's death resonates with many viewers who have experienced their own losses and struggles. It shows that, with time and the right support, it's possible to rebuild and find joy in new beginnings. Amy's marriage to Nathan also represents the power of community and family. The Heartland family has always been there for Amy, and Nathan has become a part of that community. His willingness to integrate into Amy's life and the lives of those she cares about speaks to the importance of family and the support system that comes from those who love you. In many ways, the marriage serves as a reminder of the importance of connection, both romantic and familial, and how these relationships shape our lives. In conclusion, Amy's decision to marry Nathan is much more than just a romantic milestone. It is a reflection of her emotional healing, growth, and the strength it took to embrace love again after the loss of Ty. It is a symbol of hope and resilience, demonstrating that even after the darkest of times, there's always the possibility of new beginnings. For Amy, this marriage represents not only a new chapter in her life, but also the acknowledgement that her past, her grief, and her love for Ty will always be a part of her, yet she can still move forward and build a future filled with love, connection, and the hope of new experiences. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to dive into this emotional journey with me as we explored Amy's decision to marry Nathan in Heartland Season 19, Episode 1. It's always great to connect with fellow fans who understand just how powerful this storyline is. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support means the world to me. And, of course, feel free to share your thoughts about Amy, Nathan, and Ty in the comments below. I love hearing your opinions and theories. Until next time, take care and keep watching Heartland.